Hi, my name is Pat Woods. I'm the Director of Religious Education at Abraham Lincoln Unitarian Universalist Congregation in Springfield, Illinois, and I'm here with a story for you today. What's this? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. This is something that is making me so angry I can't even begin to tell you. This is an ocarina that was given to me by my father when we played Renaissance fairs and we did all kinds of music. And I liked this because I could hang it around my neck and take music with me wherever I went. Right now I'm working on a song that was allegedly written by King Henry VIII. Would you like to hear a little of it? I'm not real good at it yet, but I'll give you a little bit. Oh, shoot. I always get messed up at that point. Maybe I should just stop. Maybe I shouldn't play the ocarina anymore. Do you think that's a good idea? No? You may be right. Getting disappointed and wanting to give up about this silly little ocarina reminds me of a story that my Aunt Irene used to tell me about a very, very famous Scottish king, Robert the Bruce. Now, you may have heard about him. Maybe not? Oh, wonderful. Well, why don't I tell you the story that my Aunt Irene always told me? Well, hundreds of years ago, there was a king of Scotland named Robert the Bruce, and of course he was brave and wise and all those kinds of things, and that was probably a pretty good thing because it was a tough time to be the king of Scotland. As a matter of fact, Scotland and England were at war, and England wanted to make Scotland a part of England, and Scotland didn't want to be part of England. So battle after battle had gone on between Robert the Bruce and the English, and 6 times the English had defeated Robert the Bruce and his armies. And as a matter of fact, one day Robert the Bruce wasn't sure what to do. He was holed up in a cave, kind of hiding to make sure that the English couldn't capture him. And he was a little depressed. He was down. His battle wasn't going well any more than my argument with the ocarina was going, and he was concerned that Scotland would never gain its independence. So he sat in the cave, kind of moping, maybe pouting even a little bit, like I might if I can't play this silly ocarina. But as he was doing that, he saw a spider that was trying to weave her web. And so let's pretend this is the spider. And so she's over on this side, and she's trying to throw a web over to the other side so she can hook it up and then be able to make her web. So she's over on this side, and she tries to throw the thread from one side to the other, just as hard as she could, but it just wouldn't quite go over to the other side. And he watched her, and she tried to put the web over 6 times. He found himself waiting, seeing a parallel between himself and the spider, thinking, come, you can do it, try once more. And you know what? The spider did. She tried one more time to fling her web to the other side of the cave, and this time, the 7th time, it made it. And the web stuck, and she was able to go across and build more of the web so that she could put together an entire web for her to live in and to get flies and other insects so she could eat. Robert the Bruce was fascinated, and he said to himself, she persisted. She tried 6 times and it didn't work. She tried a 7th and it did work. Maybe I should try again. So he went out and he mustered his troops. They fought a 7th battle, and this time the King of England was forced to retreat back into his own country. And not long after that, England recognized Scotland as an independent country with Robert the Bruce as its rightful king. Now, I can't say for sure whether or not Robert the Bruce was actually in a cave with a spider, but I can say that whenever I was feeling down, my Aunt Irene would tell me that story and remind me, Pat, it really doesn't matter if you've tried and failed. What matters is that you've tried again. Now, she did point out there were probably some things I was never going to be able to do. For example, I think I would have really liked to be a linebacker for the National Football League, but that just wasn't something that was in the cards for me at that time, and it certainly isn't now. But That doesn't mean that I can't lift weights. It doesn't mean that I can't work out and get myself in good physical condition, because even if I'm never going to be a linebacker in the NFL, I can certainly be more healthy and be more happy. And isn't that something we're all looking for these days? I know I am. So when things have got you down, remember the little spider, remember my little ocarina, and remember the Robert the Bruce. It's okay to try and fail. And it's definitely, definitely okay to try again. I hope this week finds you doing that many times. Bye-bye.